What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp. I will get to your comments and super chats shortly. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, a Pennsylvania woman out of Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, by the name of Veronica Rodriguez, reported that she was, and I have to spell this out because you guys know how YouTube is, reported that she was SEXUALLY assaulted in Lebanon County. Let's watch the video and see what happened.
A Dauphin County woman is facing felony charges after police in Lebanon County say she illegally recorded conversations with a man on her cell phone.
Oh, boy.
Good evening. I'm Jerry Gish.
And I'm Lori Burkholder. But the case has since garnered worldwide attention on social media. Meredith Jorgensen joins us now to explain what we know and a lot of the unanswered questions. Meredith?
Jerry and Lori, this criminal complaint details that conversation from January 2023. The woman involved calls it rape. The man calls it consensual.
Oh, here we go.
Veronica Rodriguez was 22 years old when, according to these court documents, she went to the Fort Indian Town Gap Police Department to report she was sexually assaulted.
Of course she did.
The complaint says Rodriguez reported she was raped in a car. She also told Fort Indian Town police she recorded parts of the attack on her cell phone. 2 months later, after investigating, officers concluded she was lying. And Rodriguez herself was charged with making a false report and felony wiretapping for recording the events without the man's knowledge. District Attorney Pierre Hess Graff says her office and Rodriguez are prevented from commenting on this case because of a pending court order. But outrage over the charges against Rodriguez has spread around the globe.
Unbelievable.
TikTok videos demanding justice have garnered more than 30 million
Justice for what?
views. Some of those videos link to a Change.org petition asking to hold rapists accountable. Currently, more than 8,000 people have signed. And the GoFundMe page has raised more than $19,000 to help cover Rodriguez's legal bills. If found guilty, she could face 15 years in jail. The jury trial has been continued several times, most recently just last week. Rodriguez is now scheduled to face trial in May.
Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So Veronica Rodriguez goes out with this military officer, right? He allegedly has non-consensual bedroom fun with her in the car. She records parts of it, goes to the cops, gives them her proof. They go over the report and the recordings, determine that she's lying, and proceeds to charge her with false reports to law enforcement authorities and wiretapping charges. And of course, predictably, women around the world are speaking out against the charges. They've started a Change.org petition, which, as you heard in the video, 8,000 people have signed. And I can guarantee you that at least 95% of these women, 95% of these people are women. Not only that, guys, they have started a GoFundMe page and they've raised nearly $20,000 to cover her legal fees. Honestly, it's probably cracked $20,000 at this point. Guys, this sounds like the Duke lacrosse case all over again. You guys remember the Duke lacrosse case, right? You guys remember that? The Duke lacrosse case? Crystal Gayle Mangum. For those of you guys who have been living under a rock, Crystal Gayle Mangum was hired by the Duke lacrosse team to come and perform at a party. She danced for 2 minutes. Some words were said. She dipped out. The boys called her names. She got upset. She called 911, claims that she was quote unquote Eiffel Towered. She didn't say that, but she claims that she was Eiffel Towered, gang EPAR'd without consent. And that right there, that set off one of the worst scandals this country has ever seen. And in the end, it was proven that not only did she lie about the whole thing, there was no DNA in, on, or around her that matched not one Duke lacrosse player. And Mike Nifong, the district attorney at the time, had knowledge that the accused, Reed Seligman, Colin Finnerty, and David Evans were not guilty, but he went forward with indicting them anyway, which ultimately led to him, Nifong, not only getting disbarred, but he had to go to jail. And you want to know something? The scariest part about the whole ordeal is that everyone believed her, gentlemen. There was no evidence to speak of at the time of the accusation. All she said was 3 players had their way with me and I didn't consent. And the world had already decided they were guilty. There were newspaper articles calling for them to be arrested, right? Calling for them to be thrown in jail. Nancy Grace was all over it. And of course, the so-called black community was calling for jail time and firings. I mean, it was an absolute poop emoji show, to keep it clean for YouTube. And if Finnerty, Evans, and Seligman, the accused, did not come from affluent families, gentlemen, they might still be in jail today because a woman lied on them. Well, gentlemen, I'm here to tell you the same thing is happening here, guys. This woman thought she was slick. She said to herself, you know what? I'll record this encounter. I'll say it was non-consensual, and they'll believe me because I recorded it. No, sweet cheeks, wrong answer. You see, the cops looked and listened to the evidence, and they decided that you, Veronica Rodriguez, in fact did consent to whatever happened in that car, and they correctly charged you with falsely accusing this dude. And now here we are, just like back in 2006, when everyone just blindly believed that Crystal Gail Mangum, they blindly believe Crystal Gail Mangum, women around the world are doing it again. Only this time they've upped the ante. They've started a change.org petition and a GoFundMe to raise money for her legal fees. And all of this in the minds of feminists and misandrists, well, to them, that's proof enough that she is indeed telling the truth. Guys, this is what we're up against. Where are the change.org petitions for men who are falsely accused of these crimes? Where are the GoFundMes for men whose lives have been turned upside down because of a false accusation? This woman, Veronica Rodriguez, she thought she did everything right. She went to the authorities, right? She went to the authorities, she made the report and the accusation. The problem is, she didn't count on the cops actually looking at the evidence with a discerning eye. She thought that so long as she could prove that the bedroom fun occurred, that the cops would just take her word for it that it was non-consensual. This is what women really think, guys. They are so used to people just blindly believing whatever they say that they actually think that they can show a video that clearly proves that the bedroom fun was consensual, but still have the perpetrator charged with the snuggle struggle. Why else do you think there's such an outrage, guys? Huh? Why else do you think, honestly, why else do you think there's such an outrage with this? And guys, you see it all the time. You see women on Fresh and Fit. They sit there in absolute shock when Myron tells these women what's really up as far as their dating market value is concerned, because they're simply not used to being told the truth. A lot of these women on the show even lash out because they simply don't know how to process the fact that this man, Myron, has dropped some serious truth on them, and they have no idea how to handle it. Veronica Rodriguez is in that same boat, gentlemen. She thought that she could just say, well, he had his way with me, and here's the proof. And the cops would just take her at her word. And because they haven't, the world has lost, women have lost their collective minds. Have these women forgotten about the Duke lacrosse case? Have they forgotten about Colin Finnerty, Reed Seligman, and David Evans? Have they forgotten about that lie? They're putting out all these petitions and GoFundMes, right? Have any of them actually seen the video that Veronica Rodriguez recorded? Have they actually seen the police report? Clearly they have not. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so outraged. Again, it's the same as the Duke lacrosse case, guys. It's the same as the Duke lacrosse case. The only difference here is that the truth is already out there, yet the public still doesn't want to acknowledge the truth, which is that Veronica Rodriguez has lied. She has lied on this dude, and this is why the Dauphin County Sheriff's Department has charged her with the false accusation. So I'm going to put a poll up here, guys. I'm going to ask you guys, will Veronica Rodriguez be convicted, yes or no? Will Veronica Rodriguez be convicted, yes or no? Because how many times, guys, have we discovered that women have falsely accused men of this crime and gotten off scot-free? They make the false accusation. The man's name gets dragged through the mud. He loses his job. He loses his pension. He becomes a pariah and all the rest of that. Then Weeks, months, even years later, it comes out that the accusation is false. And what happens? Nothing. Nothing happens to the woman. She gets to move on with life as though nothing happened. You guys remember Erica Kinsman? The woman who falsely accused Jameis Winston of the snuggle struggle back in 2013? What happened to her? Absolutely nothing. Guys, there are countless examples of women who make these false accusations. They damage these men's lives. They get exposed as liars, but then they still get to go back to their lives while the man has to deal with the aftermath of his public flogging. And even then, people are still thinking that he is guilty, despite the overwhelming evidence that he was indeed innocent. So is Veronica Rodriguez going to be convicted? Yes or no? The poll is up now. All right, let me read some of you guys' chats. I appreciate you guys being in here. Joseph Williams says it's the first time watching alive. Good to see you in here. Black Samurai says, put her in jail now. Absolutely. Molten Mage Gaming says, you're not going to believe this, but YouTube notified me of this stream. Holy moly. Holy moly. Holy moly. Listen, if you are in here right now and you are not notified of this stream, you need to take 3 very simple steps. If you are not notified of this stream, 3 simple steps. Unsubscribe, resubscribe, hit the notification bell. Again, unsubscribe, resubscribe, hit that notification bell. Hit that notification bell. It makes me happy that Molten Mage Gaming actually got a YouTube notification of this stream. Good for that. Luke Perry also says, back in the algorithm. Awesome. Again, Joseph Williams, first time watching live. Appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, Joseph. Molten Mage Gaming says, don't forget about the punter for the Bills that got falsely accused and lost his job. He wasn't even at the party where the alleged assault happened. Yeah, I forgot that guy's name. And you know who else is going through this now? Is Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker is also going through the whole Deshaun Watson thing, right? A bunch of massage parlors are now accusing him of you guys know what. The Upward Bound One says, we allow this stuff to happen in our society because we are so weak. 100% agreement here. 100% agreement here. Marco says, are we having limited time? Are we having limited time live on YouTube in recent days? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I'm changing my strategy to get up in the algorithm, and I will explain that in a little bit. TBM Greatness member for 14 months. Absolutely. Appreciate that. Colin M. Hull says, this is why rich men make women sign papers before having intimate relationships. Yeah, guys, it's called an NDA. A non-disclosure. Yes, this is a very, very, very smart move. Very smart move. Lenny S. says, damn, Donovan got a new fade. I really wasn't here for a while. Yeah, man. Yeah. My shit stays tight, guys. My shit stays absolutely tight. I may or may not have gotten a procedure. But yeah. The hairline is back and in charge. And you guys know I cut my own hair. Like I'm an absolute surgeon with my clippers. So my shit's going to be looking tight all the time, just like it used to. Appreciate that, Lenny. MH Ben Yasala says, what's up, Red Pill and Manosphere? Appreciate that. Robert Eliezer says, I was in college in North Carolina during the Duke case. It was terrifying to be a male student at that time. Guys, I was living in Clayton. Guys, listen, check this out. I was living in Clayton, North Carolina during the whole Duke lacrosse thing. Like, I was living I was working in Wake County. Guys, I was 10 minutes away from the whole thing. I was 10 minutes away from the Duke campus. We were right there at ground zero. And I knew it, guys, listen, I knew instantly that she was lying. I looked at her and I looked at the frat guys. And I just thought, there's no way that these frat guys who have access to these beautiful, these beautiful white girls on campus, why would they gang up an illegally Eiffel Tower this chick? They wouldn't, and they didn't. I just fundamentally knew that if they could get consensual bedroom fun from younger, hotter, tighter women, why in the world would they Eiffel Tower non-consensually this black stripper? No way. I knew it was cap. And this was before I even found this community. I knew it was all cap. Appreciate the comment there. Dre Raven says, this chick was probably a kid when the Duke lacrosse case occurred. Yeah, absolutely. Oliver Ware II says, slap on the wrist. Yeah, dude, honestly, she probably will get a slap on the wrist. She probably will get a slap on the wrist. Dre Raven says if this case had come to trial last year, she would have skated away. But now she just may be convicted, but I may be being overly optimistic here. Yeah, listen, during the Brandon administration, yeah, I firmly believe that she probably would have gotten off. I firmly believe that she probably would have gotten off. Alizmat says look up Ed Piskor. You're gonna have to give me more detail. Yeah, Oliver Ware II says Fresh's ex-Chinese girlfriend is another example. Exactly. You'll make me pregnant. Da-da-da-da-da. Guys, it was all cap. Like, me, Myron, Fresh, Andrew, the Tate brothers, Waller, we all knew it was cap. And now Jen Chen is going to be deported. The Level Up Man says even if she gets convicted, she'll get a minimal or even a suspended sentence. I'm going to put up another poll. I'm going to end this poll here. And I'm going to put up another poll. This poll is going to ask you guys how much time, if she's convicted, let me put this in, if Rodriguez is convicted, how much time will she get? I'm going to put this in here for you guys, and I'll read the rest of your chats. And I see the super chats here. They said that she'll get up to 15 years. So we're going to go, three choices are going to be 3 to 5 years. The next choice is going to be 5 to 7 years. The next choice is going to be the full 15 years, and I seriously doubt that. Or will she just get a slap on the wrist? In other words, a suspended sentence, probation, etc., etc. Let me go ahead and start that poll, and I'll read the results of that. Here shortly. Let's see. There was a super chat here. Pardon me. Clement Ekbo says, I always get your YouTube notifications, Don. Appreciate that very much. If you're getting my notifications, don't do anything. Red1XX says, just resubscribed and there you go. Make sure you hit that notification button. Mike Harton says, these people ostracizing these innocent men should be shamed. Absolutely. And you guys see on your screen, 30 million views. These women are coming out. Hold these EPARs accountable. Have you guys read the police report? Have you seen the video? These women who are defending Veronica Rodriguez, they're assuming she's telling the truth. No, she's not. She's lying. She is absolutely lying. The cops know she was lying. They looked at that videotape. They looked at that video and said, oh, this is consensual bedroom fun. Yeah, we need to charge Veronica Rodriguez with a false EPAR accusation. Good for them, man. Gek96 says, I remember hearing about it as a teenager in Durham. I thought it didn't make sense back then. Right. Going back to the Duke Lacrosse case, these three boys, they're grown men now. These three boys have access to white women, 18 to 22. They're probably throwing themselves at these athletes all the time. Why would they feel the need to Eiffel Tower a woman they're not even turned on by? And of course, I just knew it was cap. Fire Venoms with the $2 super chat. Appreciate that. Dre Raven says, I'm enjoying the shorter shows. Absolutely. So am I. King Life says, I want her to be convicted and get sent to prison for 15 years. Yeah, so do I. Dre Raven says, oh, sentencing? Yeah, that'll be a cupcake sentence. That much is certain. Absolutely. King Life says, as men, we need to force judges and DAs that let these women off to resign and make sure they can't get another position in the courts ever again. Totally agree. Molten Mage Gaming says, probably a slap on the wrist. By the way, whatever happened to that girl that was on Fresh and Fit that committed vehicular manslaughter in Miami and killed 2 people? Remember how she was out on bail? I don't know what's going on with that. I didn't know she was out on bail, but she most certainly should not be, so I'm going to have to research on that. King Life says if she gets a slap on the wrist, she needs to at least have a felony record. No, she needs to go to jail and have a felony record. That's what needs to happen. Marco says she'll be deported. Oh, I've seen that video on Myron's channel. So that's what he was talking about with Fresh. What happened after that? I don't know. I got to talk to Myron and Fresh about that. Kevin Edwards says, Donovan, a story similar to this Sarah Boone put her boyfriend in a suitcase or luggage and killed him. Pull it up. I'll probably have to do that on another live stream. Do Not Pasco on the Rumble side says you're early working right now, and this is the first notification I've gotten in 2 weeks. Okay, very good. Official Pro FX says, hey, Don, long time. You're from Guam. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Much love. Appreciate that very much, guys. Appreciate that Appreciate that very, very much. Guys, if you want access to my longer form content, just join my Patreon. Okay, it's less than 17 cents a day, and you get access. You get access to over 110,000 hours of exclusive content not found anywhere. You get access to all of my dating show breakdowns, which is over 50 seasons to be exact. You get access to all of my movie breakdowns. You get access to all of my podcast versions of my past long form live streams, and so much more. Also, guys, be sure to follow me on Rumble. Be sure to follow me all over social media, but most importantly, Rumble. This is where I now do my live dating show breakdowns and other streams that are not safe for YouTube. Lastly, guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you like the video. It is the most important metric YouTube uses to push me up in the algorithm. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you think that this content and you think it's helpful, if you like this content. And finally, share this video with anyone who pees standing up, okay? This channel is one of a few male-centric channels that is still monetized, okay? And by sharing these videos, you help support this channel, and it will not cost you a dime. So like, subscribe, and share if you would, guys. I would really appreciate it. So here's the $1 million question, and I put it in the poll. And hopefully, those of you watching till the end, if you didn't get a chance to vote in the poll, let me go ahead and, if you didn't get a chance to vote in the poll, make sure you do it in the comments. If she is convicted, how much time do you think she's going to get? Like it said, she could get up to 15 years in prison. But personally, this is just me personally, I don't think she gets anywhere near that if she's even convicted at all. But on the off chance that she is convicted, how much time do you guys think she'll get? Okay? And for those of you guys who don't get to vote in the poll, make sure you put your guess in the comments. I want to know if you think she'll be convicted, and if so, how much time will she get, if any? Let's take a look at the results. Let's take a look at the results here. All right, so looks like most of you think she's going to get a slap on the wrist. 56%. 1% of you think she's going to get 5 to 7. 11%, I think it's probably wishful thinking, think she'll get the full 15 years. 3 to 5 years is where roughly 30% of you is roughly where 30% of you are falling. Marco says Rumble is banned here in Brazil. That's why I was asking about the limited live streams here. Yeah, that's, oh my God. See, the reason why, you see why Rumble is banned in Brazil? Rumble is banned in Brazil because it allows free speech. It allows free speech. It allows us to speak freely. That's why it's banned in Brazil. Insane. Mason Mendoza says she's going to get probation. That's probably my guess. Guys, be sure to tune in at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern. 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern. I am going to talk about a woman who sold her child for, get this, $50 and some clothes. Yes, an Alabama woman sold her newborn baby for new clothes and $50 in cash. That all goes down in less than 4 hours. That's going to be 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then right after that, I will be continuing my Love is Blind play-by-play breakdown series. Right now we are on episode 4. We are in season 8 of Love is Blind, episode 5, rather. I just uploaded episode 4, the play-by-play, to patreon.com/Donovan Sharp. So again, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern. An Alabama woman sold her baby, her newborn baby, for clothes and $50 in cash. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.